Dr. Cassidy and my colleagues for their leadership on this important issue. Of course, we all believe that access to education is key to the American dream, but not everybody needs to make the same choices. And what's happened, the system has been gamed, not necessarily to benefit the educational aspirations and achievement of a student, but rather to take advantage of the fact, as others have pointed out, that there are virtually unlimited amounts of money available to borrow to go to colleges and universities. And it's no coincidence as more money has become available and as the loans, the debts that students incur go up, that the tuition goes up. The colleges understand that very well. Again, we're not painting with a broad brush and saying everybody is guilty of gaming the system, but it certainly happens, and the consequences of it can be dire. First of all, we know the Biden administration has said the best way to deal with this is to cancel student loan debt. Well, you can't cancel a contract. And what they are suggesting, in essence, is transferring that liability to taxpayers. Again, not everybody decides to go to college, so why should they have to pay for your student loan debt if you did? If you decided to enter into a contract to repay that student loan and you don't do it, there should be consequences associated with it. There should be personal responsibility. But one of the things that is confusing about it is that there's so many different loan repayment systems. As a matter of fact, there are 9 different loan repayment systems. And what this bill would do in part would be to reduce that to 2. In other words, to simplify it. And it would also limit the ability to get federal loans to pay for deep degree programs that will not confer an education that will allow you to earn an income sufficient to repay that loan. In other words, this is something, again, that responsible colleges and universities do. But when you're a 17 or 18-year-old kid, you may not understand that all this debt you're incurring, that you're going to have to pay back sooner or later, and the course of studies that you're pursuing may not permit you to do that. So there needs to be a serious conversation between the schools and the students about practically how am I going to meet my responsibilities. So this bill will increase accountability and ensure student loans are paying for degrees that actually produce the higher income necessary for graduates to repay them, saving taxpayers nearly $50 billion. So I'm proud to join my colleagues in this important effort. This is a far superior way to deal with the problem of mounting student debt than what the Biden administration is doing, which undermines personal responsibility. There's no accountability for the colleges and universities that don't counsel their students about pursuing, not accumulating debt that will you won't be able to repay because you're not pursuing a degree that will allow you to get that sort of income. So kudos to Dr. Cassidy and his team and my colleagues for this legislation. This is a much better way, much more responsible, much more taxpayer-friendly way to deal with student debt than the Biden administration.
Greetings, friends. I have bad news to inform you about. So it is happening. Several U.S. states are now beginning to take action. Over 1 million Americans are being kicked off of relief programs. And if you do not take action, you may lose your monthly benefits from SNAP and Medicare. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for the complete details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. More than 1 million Americans have been dropped from Medicaid in the past few weeks, as some states moved swiftly to halt health care coverage. Many individuals were dropped for not filling out paperwork, though the eligibility review is required by the federal government. President Biden's administration is not too pleased at how efficiently some other states are accomplishing this task. Daniel Tsai, a top federal Medicaid official, recently told reporters, "Pushing through things and rushing it will lead to eligible people losing coverage for some period of time." Friends, it has been confirmed that 1.5 million Americans have been removed from Medicaid in more than 24 states, and this process started in April or May. Florida has dropped several 100,000 people, by far the most among many states. For people whose cases were decided in May, around half or more got dropped from the program in states like Arkansas, Idaho, Kansas, Nevada, Oklahoma, Utah, and West Virginia. By its own count, Arkansas has dropped more than 140,000 people from Medicaid. Arkansas state officials said they have tried to renew coverage automatically for as many people as possible and placed a special emphasis on reaching families with children. The state of Arkansas will continue to swiftly disenroll individuals who are no longer eligible. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has dismissed criticism of the state's process. She said, "Those who do not qualify for Medicaid are taking resources from those who need them. But the crisis is over, and we are leading the way back to normalcy." More than 93 million people nationwide were enrolled in Medicaid as of the most recent available data in February of this year. That is up nearly 1/3 from the pre-crisis total in January 2020. The roll swelled up because federal law prohibited states from removing people from Medicaid during the health emergency in exchange for providing states with increased funding. Now that eligibility reviews have resumed, states have begun plowing through a backlog of cases to determine whether people's income or life circumstances have changed. States have 1 year to complete the process, but tracking down responses from everyone has proved very difficult. This is because some people have moved, changed contact information, or disregarded mailings about the renewal process. Before dropping people from Medicaid, the Florida Department of Children and Families said it makes between 5 and 13 contact attempts. Yet the department said about 153,000 Americans have been non-responsive. Their coverage could be restored retroactively if people submit information showing their eligibility up to 90 days after their deadline. Unlike some states, Idaho continued to evaluate people's Medicaid eligibility during the crisis, even though it did not remove anyone. So when the enrollment freeze ended in April, Idaho started processing those cases, dropping nearly 67,000 people of the 92,000 people whose cases have been decided so far. Advocates fear that many U.S. households who are losing their coverage may include children who are actually still eligible, because Medicaid covers children at higher income levels than their parents or guardians. A report last year forecasts that children would be disproportionately impacted, with more than half of those disenrolled still actually eligible. Medicaid recipients in numerous states have described the eligibility process as frustrating. Some states have not been able to complete all the eligibility determinations that are due each month. Pennsylvania reported more than 100,000 incomplete cases in both April and May. Putting food on the table is also beginning to be a lot harder for millions of Americans. Food stamp recipients are receiving about $90 a month less in benefits as crisis-boosted benefits come to an end. Every household in the SNAP will see their monthly benefits shrink by at least $95. Some larger families could experience monthly reductions of $250 or more. My friends, please comment below if you agree with these benefit cuts. Please let me know also if you have been affected. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video. My dearest friends, thank you so very much for being part of this community and for being here every single day. To say thank you, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.